Hey guys, Let's Go for 11 here, and I'm back with a new series I'm going to be calling Top 10s. So let's begin. So we've all heard of the Special Forces, like the Navy SEALs, the Delta Force, and the Green Berets, but unless you live outside of the US, we don't usually think about the other Special Forces units out there. So today, I've gathered a list for you guys that is the top 10, what I think are the top 10 Special Forces units excluding the US. So let's begin. Starting off this list with number 10 is the Marcos unit. Marcos, which is short for Marine Commandos, is a special operations unit of the Indian Navy, so they're basically the Indian Navy SEALs. They specialize in maritime deployment, but also are very good at counterterrorism and hostage rescue. In fact, the terrorists they hunt are so scared of Marcos that they have dubbed them Dadwala Fauj, probably botched the pronunciation, which means bearded army because of their infamous beards. Number 9 on this list is the SSG. The SSG, which is Special Service Group, also known as the Black Storks, is the Pakistani Army Special Forces unit, basically the Pakistani Green Berets. They are known for their iconic maroon berets, as you've probably seen in lots of movies, and lots of militaries have actually adopted the red berets, and are trained in 10 specific missions: asymmetric warfare, special operations, counter-proliferation, unconventional warfare, foreign and internal defense, special reconnaissance, direct action, hostage rescue, counter-terrorism, and personnel recovery. They are also considered some of the toughest commandos in the world, and also work very closely with the UK and China. Number 8 is the French BFST, and you can tell they're French by this name, which stands for Brigade de Forces Spéciales, which is Army Special Forces Brigade in English. The BFST is comprised of three main units: the Honor Régiment de Parachutistes d'Infanterie de Marine, the 13 Régiment de Dragons Parachutistes, and the Quatre Régiment Helicopters de Forces Spéciales. This force is some of the most rigorous training in the world, and if you didn't know already, is very similar to the US 82nd Airborne Division. Number 7, and I know all you guys have been waiting for this one, is the Russian Spetsnaz. Formed in 1950, the Spetsnaz were the spearhead of the Russian military throughout the Cold War. The Spetsnaz are trained to endure physical pain, as according to them, it is impossible to ignore it, so you may as well enjoy it. They specialize in reconnaissance and close quarter combat, as you can probably tell by their weapons they use with the AK-74 and such not being accurate out to long range. That's a list for another day. Most Russian political bodyguards are also Spetsnaz. Number 6 is the GSG-9, the Grenzschutz Group 9 der Bunderpolizei, which is Border Protection Group 9 of the Federal Police, is Germany's counter-terrorist unit. GSG-9 was formed after the 1972 Olympic attack, as Germany had no suitable counter-terrorist unit. GSG-9 is not technically a special forces unit, but an advanced police force, similar to SWAT. All members are equally trained in each field, so in the event that one member is killed, another can take their position. So like if a sniper is killed, then another guy can go up to the rooftop where he was killed on, and use the sniper just as well as he did. The GSG-9 proved themselves for the first time in 1977, when Flight 181 was hijacked by 4 terrorists. GSG-9 killed 3 of the terrorists, captured the 4th, and liberated all 86 hostages. Number 5 on this list is Eco-Cobra. Eco-Cobra stands for Einsatzkommando Cobra, which loosely translates to Task Force Cobra in English. Eco-Cobra, like GSG-9, was formed in response to the 1972 Munich Olympic attack. These guys get very little media attention, but are considered one of the best counter-terrorist units in the world by many. In fact, they are the only counter-terrorist unit to end a plane hijacking while it was still in the air. For number 4, we have the Canadian JTF-2. Little is known about the Joint Task Force 2, or JTF-2, as they are one of the most classified units in the world. JTF-2 has been involved in many operations since their establishment in 1993, such as the Bosnian War, the Libyan Civil War in 2011, and the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. The unit is so secretive that in 2001, 40 JTF-2 soldiers were sent into Afghanistan without the public, or even the Prime Minister, knowing. They also helped rescue hostages from Iraq in 2006. JTF-2 also acts as a secret service for Canadian politics traveling in other countries. Number 3, my personal favorite, is the JW GROM. The Jednotka Wyoska, Grupa Reginawa, Operation Yeno, Manobrego, probably pronounced that wrong, which is Military Unit Operational Maneuver Response Group in English, is Poland's Counter-Terrorist and Special Forces Unit. The name GROM is also the Polish word for thunder. GROM is trained with the best units in the world, like the US Navy SEALs and the SAS. GROM training is unique in that most of the soldiers are trained to be medics and are all professional in aquatic assault, parachuting, and sniping. GROM is also one of the only Special Forces units to use the Desert Eagle pistol as a sidearm. Number 2 is the Israeli Shayetet 13. S-13 for short is the Israeli Naval Special Forces unit. They're basically the Israeli equivalent of the Navy SEALs. They have been involved in every Israeli conflict since their development in 1948. Perhaps S-13's most well-known mission was Operation Spring of Youth, where they went to Lebanon and killed all Black Dove terrorists associated with the 1972 Olympic attack. Shayetet 13 also played a major role in the Yom Kippur War, sinking 5 Egyptian ships and heavily damaging another. In 2011, S-13 also boarded a ship carrying 50 tons of weapons. The weapons were confiscated and the mission was a success. Shayetet 13 is specially trained in counterterrorism and hostage rescue. And before I reveal my number 1 pick, I'm going to show you guys the fact of the week. I'll reveal this every time right before I reveal my number 1 pick. Okay, so here it is. The term Spetsnaz in Russian simply means special forces, so you could call the GSG-9 the German Spetsnaz. Number 1, you guys probably saw this coming, is the British SAS. The Special Air Service is considered one of the best special forces units in the world. Founded in 1941, the SAS's training is very similar to that of the US Navy SEALs, as they trained together. The SAS was one of the first special forces units and is the model for which most special operations are based. Their motto, "Who dares wins," sums up the SAS very well and has been adopted by 12 other special forces units. So that's it for this week's video, guys. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like and a comment as to what top 10s I should do next. I'm going to be doing military-based top 10s, so it can be ancient or modern, whichever. No video games, like No COD or Battlefield. And, yeah, guys, leave me a comment as to which one I should do next. And see you guys next week. Bye.